Brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. In an effort, I've been working on a new novel. Well, I'm adapting a comic book into a novel. Pixie Runner. Because I love the story and I want to expand on it. And I've been going through old Fantastic Four comic books, the same way we mine through Spider-Man. I've been mining through old Fantastic Four to try and come up with some base ideas. And going through the old Fantastic Fours is quite terrible. But Jack Kirby drew some sexy babes. So you get Thundra, you get Tigra, Crystal, Medusa from the Inhumans. I think we got to get some strip poker pieces going. I've been inspired. Now, all right, last class we went all the way into 181, so we peeled into June. So we have to start from our subscription chronologically as we build towards our conclusion. We've got 3 classes left for this particular chapter. We are 3/4 of the way done with part 3 of our AracKnight Returns, our sequel to the AracKnight. Let's recap and let's mine. Let's mine, let's rock and roll. We see the sun rise over the ruins of Washington, D.C. and the Potomac River. We see the ruins of the White House as the rising sun bathes it in an orange creamsicle-like haze. Caption across the panel reads, "Meanwhile, 24 hours after performing his first open heart surgery." We close up on Spider-Man, perched in that famous crouching spider pose upon the uneven front porch of the old White House ruins. He is silently brooding while enjoying the sunrise. Fury comes up behind him. You know, during the first Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln would wake up every morning, grab his fresh mug of hot Yankee coffee, and stand in that exact same spot, staring across the Potomac at what he transcribed in his journals as a nest of rebel fireflies. Snipers, each one trained and drilled with one command: wait to get a clear shot. Kill the tyrant Lincoln. Save the empire. Most of them were young farm boys. Some were Irish immigrants who got off on the wrong port. Not a one of them would ever take the shot. So was Lincoln's close up on Spider-Man and Fury. So was Lincoln baiting them? Or did he have a death wish? You know, the stresses of war. Legend says Lincoln knew he was meant for a greater purpose, and he stood here every morning to prove that point, daring them to choose their destiny. Logic says his Secretary of War told him those bullets would never make it across the fucking river. I like that line. Fury walks back inside, leaving Spider-Man in a large puff of smoke, staring at what looks like a deep Easter egg stranger across the river, almost like he sees a ghost. Like he sees the ghost. A ghost. Like he sees the ghost. Norman Osborn. I like that. Stark made it through, kid. You did good. Now quit posing for the fireflies and come inside. Clemmer's making pancakes. Back inside, we see Spider-Man with his mask off, enjoying a stack of pancakes while Fury lays out a map of the mountains. Agent Clemmer flanks Fury while brewing a fresh pot of tea. Try not to get syrup on the map. I can always promise. Our new friend and willing captive, Dr. Rowe, has been incredibly resourceful when given the proper nutrition. The proper or just proper, right? Yes. When given proper nutrition. Due to the coarse nature of the wastelands, we haven't been able to successfully track anyone connected to that busted gamma mine. But Dr. Rowe made a breakthrough. He took the environmental compound data and was able to formulate a pattern that led us to the distribution channel into Venusville. We found the road in. Agent Clemmer briefed me. A secret city hidden in the mountains. The place is a brothel and a prison, run on slave labor. So I want to know who's in charge and who they're selling the gamma rocks to. Who are they selling the gamma rocks to? Spider-Man slugs down his last forkful of pancakes while Fury takes the pot of tea from Clemmer. So if there's a place where they're picking up refugees, I can go undercover. I don't know how well your other agents will stick out. I'm afraid you're right, Parker. I already planted one of my agents in the camps, but I lost contact when she got inside. I fear that she's either compromised, deceased, or worse. Fear that she's either compromised, deceased, or worse. She could just be out of batteries, Fury. I lean on the side of optimism. Close up, as Fury pours Peter a fresh cup of tea, a sign of respect. So you'll do it. Well, I've already eaten your pancakes. It's the least I can do. We don't have to play any games after this, Peter. This will be the last favor I ask of you. Unofficially, of course. Meaning, well, you don't have the measurements to fit my current roster, but you do have the heart and steady hands. We can have a place for you here with. We can have a place for you here with Shield. We can have a place for you with Shield. Not a place, a job. We can have a job for you with Shield. Fury pulls out a fresh cigar and is about to light it before Peter snares it in a mini web shot. S effects of the mini web blast. Sounded like that. Besides, wouldn't be a kick in the dick to have you on the mayor's payroll. Actually, Agent Fury, Spider-Man kicks back in the chair and smokes Fury's cigar. Fury looks on slightly angry, but with respect to his move. I'm already on the mayor's payroll. Boom! Page 18. We cut to... God damn it. We cut to an overview of what used to be a mountain resort in the Pocono Mountains of New Jersey. No, we should say we need a caption. Caption? Oh, no, he says it. Okay. The Pocono Mountains. Before the war, these hallowed peaks and valleys served as many a getaway for families and friends from Empire City all the way to Metropolis, where Knickerbockers and Metropolitans gathered to leave their troubles at the base, where Yankees and rebels could settle their differences over a game of softball or a boat race. And for those who weren't students of the summer, the mountains would serve those who weren't students of the summer. The mountains would serve those who required the brisk feel of the winter air as it whipped by on a snowboard coated in oil and wax. Can we ever find those days again? We close in on a long line of dirty and destitute refugees of the Second American Civil War, who are waiting on a break and soup line on a not a break on a bread on a bread and soup line at the camp at the old resort. In the years since the end of the war, several points along what used to be the East Coast served as refugee camps and exit ports for the survivors looking for work or passage to another country, perhaps a better life. Ironic, seeing as America used to be the place where everyone was fighting to get in before the dark times, before the Empire. Close up on the line shows Peter disguised as a refugee in a dirty army jacket and muddy pants. He stands on a bread line while a pair of armed guards survey the line of refugees. Whatever sites avoided nuclear fallout became refugee camps, often financed by anonymous donors, while most of them recruitment pits, where shady organizations engaged in human trafficking, where they could scour the bread lines and sort out those they found interesting. They offered a better life in exchange for a piece of your soul. But when hope's providing empty platitudes, a brothel or a dark mine may seem like a small penance. Perhaps the road to heaven is paved through Venusville. A pair of guards grab Peter as he tries to remain anonymous while grabbing a crust of bread and a cup of soup. You, Mr. Broadshoulders, you a war vet? Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, how do we know you ain't lying and stole a dying man's tags? Well, how do we know you ain't lying and stole a dying man's tags? Because I remember your face, brother. The Battle of Anchorhead. I fell into the drink and you saved my ass. Yeah, sure. You're welcome. He's fucking with him. And the way that the hitman's probably this guy's probably shell shocked. You're fine, you know. What's your trade, boy? Rail splitter, sir. One hitman grabs Peter while the other steals his cup of soup. Perfect. Off the line then, boy. You're eating at the grown-ups table tonight. Our boss knows how to take care of those who served. We see Peter sitting with a large group of other war veteran types as they are huddled into a rail car and headed for Venusville like refugees crossing the border. What? No. And heading. Let's put heading. Even they do the grammatical bullshit. One of the veterans offers a flask to Peter to sip at. Uncle Ben would be pissed if he knew I was. Uncle Ben would be pissed if he knew I was impersonating a veteran. False valor, I believe he called it. But with Fury offering me a position at Shield, I guess you could say I've been drafted. Peter Parker, soldier of fortune. Peter looks up out of the rail cars and enters the hidden passage that brings us to the entrance of Venusville, an underground Vegas meets Mars. We see a grand We see a grand subterranean spectacle straight out of the city of its namesake on Mars, where dark red towers jut out of the inside mountain passages, all lit by torchlight, just like Total Recall. The railcar caroms through the entrance as Venusville is active. Is active today. Is active with Vice. Is active. Say it's fucking active. Next stop, gentlemen. Venusville. All right, let me get a look at Venusville again. Total Recall. Martian colony, much of the film's action takes place. Stalling futuristic city on the surface of Mars. Give me some imagery, motherfucker. To Mars. Venusville. Should it almost be like it almost like it's like a Martian, like it should dip down like further into the earth. I like that. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Because I was driving myself crazy and I was saying who should be running Mars? I mean running Venusville. And maybe we have a portal to Mars, something in here we could really fucking fuck with here. Venusville. I mean, is it hidden in a fucking cloud? In a fallout cloud? Oh, I like that even better. You know, we got to change that last panel here. As it enters, as it looks to me, okay, we're going to move this. We're going to move this. We're moving Venusville to page 19. I want a red fucking fallout cloud, man. Yes. Because we can't waste it on this last panel here. Peter looks up out of the rail car. Venusville. We enter Venusville. Subterranean spectacle, which is Vegas, which is Las Vegas on Mars. A complete crimson cloud covers covers the mountain, covers the city, covers the sky over the city. A permanent, fixed cloud of red. giving the city a Martian type feel and atmosphere. Now we can really have some fucking fun. Now you can open it up as opposed to being the last page. But this last panel we keep. Peter looks about the real as it enters what looks like a giant red crimson giant crimson red glowing a giant crimson red glowing cloud of nuclear what seems like a permanent frozen cloud of nuclear fallout. The cloud serves as a disguise slash arti is the sky slash doomsday cover like shelter roof. The cloud serves as the disguise slash doomsday cover like shelter roof to hide Venusville from the rest of the known world. Well, we got a little hidden city, a hidden Martian paradise. We could have some fucking Martians there. You throw a fucking Martian in there. I have no idea. Again, I was thinking about doing the fucking mole man and having this fucking city just keep dipping down further. The rail car could drop like a fucking like a ride. Yeah, let's do this. I like this. I already like before we even starting to write the fucking comic book. We have our fallout from last chapter. Next stop, gentlemen, Venusville. Move this here. We're gonna open these up too, and then we do some mining. All right. This happens. This first. Sometimes that's why you have to recap your pages, because sometimes you want to change them. That's also why I don't feed them into the engine until the whole script is done for those reasons alone. Boom. And just like a roller coaster, as soon as the rail car enters the crimson cloud, it completely drops down a long ramp. SFX, SFX of the rail car dropping down like a roller coaster ride. All right, let's lay out the page. We enter Venusville, which is Las Vegas on Mars. A complete crimson cloud covers the sky over the city. A permanent fixed cloud red giving the city a Martian type feel and atmosphere. We see a grand subterranean spectacle straight out of the city of its namesake on Mars, where dark red towers jut out of the inside of mountain passages, all lit by torchlight, just like Total Recall. The rail car dips down and zooms through the entrance of Venusville. Like a ride at a satanic amusement park. No, and a ride at a Martian amuse and park. Yeah, it's like we're watching it at the same time as Peter. So 19 will be our entrance into Venusville. Maybe he gets pulled off the line. So whoever's watching him. But the whole thing is here, we have 6 pages left here, and we have to figure out who the fuck is running Venusville. Unless we don't want to show it. And like we have no fucking clue who's running it. And remember, Peter does not know that the Sandman and the Vulture are here. So they will see him on the video screens. Unless he's able to slip through. He goes, that one there. He looks familiar. I mean, do they automatically pull him off the line, or does he get inside for a little bit? That's what we have to decide in our mining efforts today. All right, we got the first 2 panels laid out here. He's dipping into Venusville. Let's do some mining. We will not be starting with the flagship because that is the back of our subscription run today. As we are in the middle of June now, 1978. What a beautiful year. And we've got the latest issue of Marvel Team Up. Now, I'm not a fan of Marvel Team Up, I gotta tell you. I thought I was gonna love it. We're almost at the halfway marker. This is a 150 issue run. But the art is sometimes kind of sexy, and I do get some good ideas out of here sometimes. So I cannot deny that it serves its purpose. As for this fucking title, I don't think we've gotten dick out of here yet. We're 19 issues in. I can tell you I don't think we've gotten anything out of this. I'm not a fan of the fucking Spectacular Spider-Man. We'll always love Amazing. Even though that last issue was fucking filler. Let's see what comes of it. Let's see what we got here. Spider-Man Team Up got to write part 10 in our 12-part class, part 3 in our AracKnight Returns saga. Gods of ancient Egypt rejoice. Okay, he's fighting the living fucking monolith. People are running from the monolith. We got good old-fashioned John Byrne art, which is kind of nice to look at too sometimes. The might of one who is the personification of Horus and Osiris, lest I crush you beneath my heel like the insects that you are. All right, so we got Spider-Man's in the King Kong position here. He's shooting some webs at the guy's fucking head. You guys getting annoyed, so we chuck Spider-Man, hopefully trying to kill him by yanking him through the city. Spider-Man's web misses. He's crashing down, and who should save his ass? Thor. Mjolnir. The hammer of Thor. The death goddess Hela shall not claim thee, while Thor is here to give thee aid. Oh, my good lord. I haven't been a big reader of Thor yet. I'm a Spider-Man guy as of now. It's a long story, pal. I don't understand any of it, but here goes. Attract some burglars to the Middle East embassy up the street. Well, that's right. Now I'm all caught up from last class. The living Faro, who stole some shit from ESU. Everybody steals shit from ESU, but now he's the living monolith, walking through the city. Obviously, they're trying to give Thor the rub this month, so they're going to have Thor pretty much just take over the whole fucking issue and hopefully fight this giant Galactus-like stupid fucking living monolith. He's the living monolith, so he says. Thor just got thrown through a fucking window. He's going to go there, drop a fucking hammer on the guy's knee. So he asks himself, okay, here he is. Man, I haven't felt so useless since the Thing and I helped the Avengers beat Thanos, and it's a feeling I don't like. 2-in-1 annual number 2. Motherfucker. You know, I just got caught up on Fantastic Four, who at this point are just reached their 200th issue at the same time as Spider-Man's about 20 issues behind. It was good for the 200th issue. It was a really cool brawl between Reed Richards and Doctor Doom. And you get a little more of Doctor Doom's origin. But all those fucking stories leading up to it, again, sexy art, shitty stories. So now I have to finish Strange Tales. About 12 years worth of Strange Tales. So I can get caught up on Nick Fury. I want to read my Nick Fury history. 2-in-1 annual number 2. So once you finish the Strange Tales and you finish the fucking Torches run, you got to read the Things run on 2-in-1 because that was their way of giving the Thing his own title. You never know. Crystal Coffin. Okay, so somebody's in this crystal coffin. We're looking for MacGuffies that we can use in future stories, perhaps treasure hunting for our comic books. We love a good treasure hunt when it's written well. Mjolnir could be a good treasure hunting thing, but as of right now, it's Thor and Spider-Man versus the living monolith, fighting all over the rooftops. The hammer's getting fucking thrown, so I guess Spider-Man's getting flying with the hammer. He's catching the hammer. Thor catches him again. They're gonna have to team up against Mr. Biggie Boots. Yon monolith names himself the son of the gods of ancient Egypt, so be it, though I have met those gods, and know him to be no true son of theirs. So they give Thor a quick shot in 2-in-1 as well. You think they're trying to get you to read 2-in-1? The impact shatters skyscraper windows throughout lower Manhattan and wakes over 1 million people living around New York Harbor. A lot of them quite naturally assume it's the end of the world. All right. The monolith hits. I have unwittingly endangered yon vessel. Bail out, men. Abandoned ship, Lord of Mercy. I still don't know who's running this goddamn. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to meet who runs this fucking Venusville. Coom. Monster, I say thee nay. For that crime, that penalty is death. Oh, good lord. He's spinning the wheels. Thor's gonna fuck some shit up. We got over to the Chrysler building. Not getting much out of this. He swings down from the Chrysler. Across the old skies. He beats up the Egyptian fucking kidnappers. Punches one in the face. We got the, what is going on at Venusville? Who are they selling? Who are they selling the, Gamma Rocks to? We found Havoc. They were using Havoc's energy. Okay, the model is trying to come back to life. He's fighting the Asgardian. Should we have Asgard as a portal on our planet? Are we looking for Asgard? Is Asgard in here? The Rainbow Bridge? What is the point of Venusville other than just being some crazy brothel? And where they're bringing the Gamma Rocks? You won't have power with the Gamma Rocks. We can have, Vulture and Sandman can definitely be wearing. We see them. Like Tempest to Cease. I always said they should do it. They should do like a He-Man Thor crossover. What about the Monolith Avenger? All in a day's work, Blondie. Vanished into mortal air. Miracle for him to survive. Havoc. My God, Lorna Dane. Where's my bitch Lorna? Help me find my bitch. She fell into the ocean. Chris and John take time off to begin their new monthly X-Men. Oh, I see. They left X-Men. So they were auditioning them before they set them up over to X-Men. Well, good for them. Spider-Man and the Falcon in Death Garden. Oh, good God. What will we find with Death Garden? Slow poison steals Captain America's life. Two desperate men battle to save him or avenge him when dies a legend. Well done. What do we call here? A fucking comedian. So now before we get back to amazing, we've got spectacular. Hector and Holly have their date night interrupted by the enforcers, who are swiftly handled by Spider-Man. See, the idea is we're trying to find alternative ways of mining Spider-Man, besides Amazing, which is the flagship. But the idea is to represent what they were doing with Spider-Man at the time. Here in the 70s, he was so fucking big, he had 3 fucking titles. What we're trying to find here is what's the significance of these different titles. Now, if you remember the Enforcers, we used them in AracKnight 1. These were the villains at the end that Spider-Man, he kicked their ass. Let's see if these guys have any more use for us. So remember, Spider-Man's entering that refugee camp now. He's getting off the thing. He's getting in. Maybe they're inspecting him. After all the years we spent in the stir because of him and that flaming freak of his, the Human Torch. The last such occasion was Marvel Team Up 40. Good for them. 30 issues ago. All right, so Montana, these guys are all jumping Spider-Man, beating the shit out of him. The Ox ain't dead. Well, maybe, I mean, we can have the fucking enforcers could be there. Although did fucking Spider-Man, did AracKnight kill him? He killed him. I think he kicked fucking Fancy Dan out a goddamn window. You know, Oxy smashed into the fucking roof. I mean, we don't need to bring these guys back. The new Ox recruit to replace the old who fell in battle. Okay, so Ox is dead, huh? Well, good for him. The Light Master. Come in, boy. Sit down. Don't be shy. You got a bona fide bonus coming to you, Mr. Parker. Just as soon as you turn over those photos of Spider-Man's rampage through Los Angeles. I thought he quit and started working for the Globe. Or I guess that's coming up. I sent you those shots of the Champions building that you wanted. And then jet lag hit me, so I went back to my hotel and slept straight through the light. This morning, I didn't even know Spider-Man was out there on the West Coast. When Iceman hit me right smack in the bell camera while I fought him as Spider-Man. All right, so good old Gloria Grant. We see Gloria Grant again. All right. Jonah's pissed at him. With Aunt May still in the hospital, every day brings her more bills for her medication. She's got finals, graduation coming up. The enforcers do not realize that their task is merely to flush you out of hiding, Spider-Man. Well, the Light Master wouldn't make any sense in a subterranean fucking place. So we're definitely not bringing him in. The Coffee Bean near the Empire State University campus. Oh, we got Flash and Shashan. They're on a date. And who else is on a date? Ollie Gillis and Hector Ayala, who is secretly the Light Master. So you see the whole point. I think what we're seeing here is Spectacular Spider-Man. They might be trying to get you to fucking. What happened to this guy? It's Buford Razorback. He says he got a hero's welcome to return to Texarkana. All right, good. Let him stay there. All right, now the enforcers come in, and who are they looking for? Why are they here? Why are they just happen to be at the coffee shop where these guys hang out? They must be after Spidey. So why are they going to a fucking coffee shop? Let Spider-Man handle this. It's his job to get killed, not yours. So do you want me around for a while? Hey, Chiquita. Oh, God, this is terrible. Cops are here. Peter's here. The art's no good. I'm not a fan. He's leaping out. He's leaping in fucking trees. The enforcers are there. They're taking hostages. Just so happens to be at the coffee shop. Spider-Man jumps into the coffee shop, fucks some shit up. Save Shashan, save Hector, save this chick, Becky fucking Hollis, Desperados. Becky's gonna jump out the fucking window. Spider-Man's gonna fight the enforcers all over again, which I already did. He already fucked these guys up. They're offering me nothing new that I could use because Spider-Man can't beat up anybody at the refugee camp because I don't want him so easily found or recognized and the guy to introduce himself just yet. Perhaps Spider-Man will do something on the refugee line. Look, he could be outed immediately by Vulture and Sandman. They could chain him up, and they could have him inside of a pit about to fight the Hulk. They could have captured the Hulk. But then I feel like we're just kind of really just ripping off Thor: Love and Thunder. So we don't want to do that. Unless we do. We just want to have fun and have Spider-Man fight the Hulk. Maravilloso. Though we fought together, he did not recognize me as the White Tiger. Yes, of course. Where do we want to go with this story? Light Master! Oh, good God, shut up. Oh, do we have more Light Master? Oh, please fucking Christ, why? You know, sometimes it's the hatred we find in these stories that helps us write as well. I mean, did we get anything out of that? Sometimes the mining might get harder. And at some point when there's no mining to be done, we just stop writing the fucking stories. But we will mine because we know that there are better days ahead in the issues to come. When Todd McFarlane takes over in 100 issues, even before McFarlane takes over, there's this run. I remember being a kid. The run in the 80s to me was always my favorite. We just got to get out of the 70s, I guess. and get a real fucking team on here because I'm not happy with this team. All right. Just like a roller coaster, as soon as the rail car enters the crimson cloud, okay, it completely drops down a long ramp. Do I need a comment here? Do we need a line here? No, okay, like literally Peter doing some narration. Terrigen mists. Where are the Terrigen mists? Terrigen mists. Mutagenic vapor from Terrigen crystals that unlock or enhance the power of humans, forming a central element. All right, but where is it? This was the Kree, an advanced alien race. That's what I needed. I remember like hearing the Terrigen mist. Can we attach these Terrigen mists to our Martian portal here? Mutagenic. Terrigen crystals, Terrigen bomb. We're not there yet. Not there yet. Death waits in Light Master's lair. Oh, fuck your mother. Spider-Man and the Falcon. Oh, at least you know what? What if we had Captain America's fucking body down here? Now he'd be frozen. I was kind of gonna put him in Atlantis. What if we have Captain America's body? What if the person running Venusville has Captain America's fucking body on the wall? Something interesting. We got to end this one with something interesting here. You know, if Vulture and Sandman are his fucking, henchmen over there, then they should find Spider-Man out and fit him with a collar. A gamma collar. Spider-Man will have to convince Vulture and Sandman to help them turn on their boss there. Peter's, if they're looking at the monitors, they should be able to recognize Peter and say, "That's the guy." Wait a minute, that one right there. Stop that veteran. Bring him. Stop that veteran. Bring him to me. They're sizing the men up. They're pulling off the jackets to check them for diseases, to check them for radiation. You guys hiding any gamma rocks on you? They could you could be scanning them with sensors, Jackson Wheel. Are they coming off a line here, an assembly line? Well now well now we know how. Well now we know how they've been able to hide this place. What amazed me, what amazed me, what amazed me was how far down it actually went. Well, now we know how they've been able to hide this place. What amazed me was how far down it actually went, which makes me think, this tracer, this tracing device, which makes me think this tracing device I swallowed is about to be useless. I like that. Well, now we know how they've been able to hide this place. But what amazed me was how far down it actually went, which makes me think this tracing device I swallowed is about to be useless. It's about to be useless. All right, we like that. We enter Venusville, which is Las Vegas on Mars. A complete crimson cloud covers the sky over this Covers the sky over the city. A permanent fixed cloud of red, giving the city a Martian-type feel and atmosphere. We see a grand subterranean spectacle straight out of the city of its namesake on Mars, where dark red towers jut out of the inside mountain passages, all lit up by torchlight. Just like Total Recall. By red torchlight. Just like Total Recall. The rail car dips down and zooms through the entrance of the Venusville like a ride at a Martian amusement park. SFX of the rail car swooping through. I am no good for you. They'll have to arrive. That's what I'm trying to figure out now. All right, we've introduced it. We've dipped through it like a really fun rail car. We'll send Venusville pictures to the artist for reference. So what happens after they slide through? Is there a stopping station? You know, Peter could look. He could see some fun shit. You could see dancers. You could see. I mean, what? What's going on here in Venusville? What could he be talking about? Jennifer Kale, aka Swamp Rat, Citrusville. She's definitely going to be the one behind bars. You know, they could be looking at the man thing. They could be fighting the man thing in the swamps there, but he wouldn't survive in a swamp. It's Mars, yeah. What is down here? We got Captain America. We got Thor's fucking hammer. What's here that's significant? Who we need? We have a lot of questions we need answered in these 6 pages. Well, not a lot of questions. 2 fucking questions. Who's running this fucking place? Who are they selling the rocks to? We must keep mining. Jackson Wheel could be well, this rocket racer asshole could be one of the kids there in the camp with Peter there. Let's see what we get. I still don't know who's running Venusville. It should be somebody good. Not like we're doing all this crazy buildup. We just put him up a couple of pages ago. All right, this idiot. It's the Tinkerer. The Coot, the Tinkerer. Micro rockets, gyro skates. Flipping through town. He's obviously stealing something. The good old rocket racer. Spider-Man, of course, catches up to the rocket racer. They chase each other around Manhattan Square Park, Washington Square Park. Huh. Little hijacking, little distancing, some souped up skates. They fight to the railway thing. Spider-Man almost gets taken out by a train. Oh, we got trains, rail cars. There we go. See how it all lines up, huh? Nuts. Could hold my breath as a solitary and solemn Spidey makes his trip back to Chelsea. All right, this idiot's coming back. After I shredded the embezzlement evidence against me. You trying to play games, Racer? The Minerva document's not in here. It's the most damaging in business against me. 10 more for the Minerva stuff. So he's trying to screw this guy over. You know that's not going to last. You know Jackson Wheel's getting fucking killed. Okay, Peter Parker. Oh, looks like Betty Brant is back in town. She's the Lois Lane of our universe. All right, so he's hanging here with Aunt May, which is never fun. They planning to kill Aunt May off. What the fucking we got her. Stop. Check it. Do. She's good. She was offering less than subtle suggestions. Okay, Spider Sense is tingling. That's because the good old rocket racer is in here. Obviously, getting some money for his sick fucking mother. Because we always need the sympathy. We always need the sympathy. He's doing it for his sick mom. Oh, hey. Harlan Madison. All right, Jonah Jameson. Somebody's at the docks here. He's about to kill himself. My life's over. Why don't I just make it official? This guy's and then Rocket Racer says, "No shit, no, you ain't getting out of here till you pay me, motherfucker." Jackson Wheel, Marvel, like we promise you, no more dropping hints. Come on, Helen, both single. Nothing presents the rules from us dating. All right, two cops want to bang. The guy on the skateboard, the cops are chasing after him. Rocket Racer's doing his thing because I'm getting so bored of the cliche. Yes, he's helping his sick mother. So now you're not supposed to feel bad that he's a fucking thief and an asshole because he's got a sick fucking mother in the hospital. Jesus Christ, how many fucking times gonna write the same fucking stupid mother fucking story? That's why I can't have Spider-Man fighting the Hulk in the pit for everybody to watch because they already did it in Love and Thunder. Although it was Thor, it wouldn't be Spider-Man. But no. We gotta do it differently. They can't be fighting in an arena pit. They already did that shit. But I already hate this fucking story because I know where this is going. He's gonna beat the fuck out of the Rocket Racer. Rocket Racer is gonna say, "Give me a fucking break. My mother's sick." Why can't we just have Spider-Man bend and fucking bury Jane? Oh shit, he proposed to her. I forgot they did that. This is the one where Peter proposes to Mary Jane. Isn't that the shit, huh? The Beatles. So Marvel did a comic book about the Beatles, huh? And then we go from Rocket Racer to fucking Big Wheel. Holy shit. Holy shit. Just shit. Fucking butt. Mining's getting harder. Getting harder to do. Getting harder to do. All right. They slide through. Let's lay the page out at least. Let's lay the page out. They slide through. Okay. I hate these fucking goddamn spam calls. Uh, hmm. Venom a werewolf. We already did that. So we get rid of that from the notes. Indiana Jones, team up, Erskine, Nazi Castle. Nick Fury can tell Peter the story. Tiger Amulet. It could be a dig. They could be looking for something. The rail car dips down through the entrance of Venusville like a ride at a Martian amusement park. Okay. I don't want to waste it with having him like they should. You shouldn't see the brothels as you're entering, or the dance club. Let's get Peter really in there until something happens, because they would be scanning him for radioactive for radioactive. Remember, they don't have the scanners. I don't have the scanners yet. Peter tries to get a good look. No, it's a wasted panel. Ugh, they don't stop at the fucking tax calls. He shouldn't see it first. It's he should meet somebody on the line with him. This Jackson Wheel kid, whoever this kid is, this kid's gonna be on the line with him. This big wheel asshole. I'm giving this kid a part in the play here. Yeah, Peter's gonna be on the inside. Let's not have him found out that fast. It's too boring to have him found out that fast. Someone's watching on the monitor. That guy right there. That one. The fight thing is too obvious too that they have them fighting. Let's have him working as a refugee, doing some fucking mining. Let's give him a day in the camp to figure out what's going on. He's keeping a low profile. We don't want him found out yet. He's got to figure out what the fuck they're doing down there. What did Fury say? Who's running the place? Who are they selling the rocks to? All right. The rail car comes to a stop after going through the center of town. We see a line of hitmen, armed hitmen, waiting to inspect the new arrivals. The rail car opens, and Peter exits with his fellow dirty, destitute veterans. One of them bumps. No, you should introduce himself then. Let's just get that. Let's get this part done here. The rail car opens and Peter exits with his fellow dirty, destitute veterans. He keeps his head low and an army jacket collar up. The veterans are all lined up. As the lead hitman addresses them. He's going to tell them the rules of Venusville. You know, you guys work hard, you get to play later. No reason why, if you don't show some resolve or extraordinary skills, well, you can't move yourself up the ladder and maybe get yourself one of these shiny suites up here. We don't lie here at Venusville. There's always room to climb. Many of us started just where you are right there. I like that. It's almost like Best Buy. All right, now see, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Veterans are all lined up as the lead hitman addresses them. The veterans are then stripped down and sprayed with fire hoses filled with foam, with cleansing foam. Essentially, they are stripped down and washed like cattle. Panel 7, close up on Peter's POV as it is covered in foam. No, we only need 7 panels here because a lot of it I want to really show off Venusville. So we just need some good lines here, some good dialogue or some perspective from Peter, some exposition. And then we can move these notes to page 20. PLF, People's Liberation Front. We are the People's Liberation Front. Nah, it wouldn't be making sense for them to be running Venusville. I never like the name. The name's boring. People's Liberation Front. They're boring. They're one off. Fuck them. Citrusville, I do like as a port. Moss Isley, I like that one. Vampire Michael Morbius, Storyville. We could save that for part 4. Bond Girl, Carol Danvers, Gwen Stacy, Jennifer Kale. Let's bring Jennifer Kale in at some point. Swamp Rat. Because the idea is for Peter, we have to show Peter in a day at work. I don't want to rush it. Day at work so you can learn what's going on. Plus, we need to figure out what the fuck we're doing down here in Venusville, what the grunt workers do. I like the speech that he's about to give them. We got 2 new cover ideas. Well, these 2 came from Fantastic Four reading, but these, Tigra, Chitara, I ended up reading about them in Fantastic Four because Tigra turned me the fuck on. So it did work. It got me reading Fantastic Four. It did its fucking job. All right, Citrusville, we like that. That's when we're going south in part 4. All right, we got some dialogues. We want to start using it. Had a dream on, had a man. Nothing, I gotta tell you, it's not more fun in the world than mining and making comic books. Well, maybe getting laid. That works too. Probably more fun than making comic books. Well, if you're getting laid from the money that you made making comic books, then that's extra fun. Depending on what you're into. I got a hot neighbor that just came back from like fucking Paris, wherever she was. But I think she got a fucking boyfriend, which sucks. These boyfriends are like parasites. They're always there. So they fucking like they dig in like an early investor in a stock. They sit there and they fucking tell you about it for the rest of your fucking life. Yeah, you should have invested. Fuck off. I like being poor. Anyway, get our speeches. All right. SFX of the rail car swooping through. So Peter's already said is about to be useless. Okay, good. This wasn't an overnight operation. The entire view of the city whips by. The entire view of the city whips by at roller coaster speed. But from what I gather, this wasn't some overnight operation. The entire view of the city whips by at roller coaster speed. But from what I gather, this wasn't some overnight operation. We're looking at an entire subterranean. We're looking at an entire subterranean civilization. Straight out of the mole men. Those old pulps. Uncle Ben. Straight out of the mole men and those old pulps, Uncle Ben. Ugh, and those old pulps, Uncle Ben would read me. Straight out of the mole men and those old pulps, Uncle Ben would read me. Would read to me. The entire view of the city whips by at roller coaster speed. From what I gather, this wasn't some overnight operation. We're looking at an entire subterranean civilization. Straight out of the mole men and those old pulps Uncle Ben would read to me. People were living, working. People were living, working, and playing. No different than my home in Empire City. No different then or then. No different than my home in Empire City, just in the opposite direction. People were living, working, and playing. No different than my home in Empire City, just in the opposite direction. I like that. Good line. It's nice to pat oneself on the fucking back. The railcar comes to a stop after going through the center of town. We see a line of armed hitmen waiting to inspect the new arrivals. Hitman 1. Welcome to Venusville, gentlemen. Your salvation awaits. After this brief orientation. The rail car comes to a stop after going through the center of town. We see a line of armed hitmen waiting to inspect the new arrivals. Welcome to Venusville. No, a loudspeaker. Would they have speakers? Yeah, I mean, they're building civilizations there. Okay. You see a line of armed. We hear a voice over the speakers at the rail exit. SFX of the speakers, distorting the word boxes and speech and lettering to capture the audio quality of the underground city. Welcome to Venusville. Wouldn't say gentlemen. Welcome to Venusville. Your salvation awaits. After this brief orientation, please line up and prepare for inspection. Please line up and prepare for inspection. Welcome to Venusville. Your salvation awaits. After this brief orientation, please line up and prepare for inspection. Peter could be literally just working as a fucking chef or cleaning fucking shit or cleaning latrines. He's grunt. Peter's a grunt. They got him undercover there, but how long is he a grunt there? Like fucking 2 weeks? How long is he in there? Do we want him caught? Or do we want him slipping in there? Ugh. The rail car opens and Peter exits with his fellow dirty, destitute veteran. He keeps his head low and his army jacket collar up. All right. So Peter will say, my instincts. My instincts are, as always, immature. I want to pounce. I want to pounce upon the hitmen and rally these troops. Rally these troops to a revolution. But after seeing the scale of the place, my instincts are, as always, immature. I want to pounce upon the hitman and rally these troops to a revolution. But after seeing the scale of the place, I keep hearing Fury tell me to ignore those immature instincts. I keep hearing Fury tell me to ignore those immature instincts, keep my head down, ears open, and mind recording. Keep my head down, ears open, and eyes recording. I keep hearing Philly tell me to ignore those immature instincts. Keep my head down, ears open, and eyes recording. This was a recon. This was a recon, not a rescue. The rail car opens repeat exits with his fellow dirty, destitute veteran. He keeps his head low and army jacket collared up. As the speaker repeats instructions. Let's give me that speaker one more time. Right here, here we go. Welcome to Venusville. Your salvation awaits. After this brief orientation, please line up and prepare for inspection. Now let's do it here. Underneath here. This is a recon, not a rescue. The veterans are all lined up as the lead hitman addresses them. Brief orientation. Hitman 12. Good morning, gentlemen. I don't have to. Good morning, gentlemen. It is my privilege to not have to. It is my privilege to not have to say that I don't. Stupid. He has to say all that bullshit. Good morning, gentlemen. I can only feel and understand what you have all Good morning, gentlemen. I can only feel and understand what you have all been through. Believe it or not, many of my fellow gods, many of my fellow gods were standing in your exact position. Good morning, gentlemen. I can only feel and understand what you have all been through. Believe it or not, many of my fellow gods were standing in your exact position. Veterans, victims, veterans, victims, vulnerable. Those powers that be. Those powers that be. Would have you rather died? Those powers that be, would have you rather died in the war? So they can throw you a parade. So they can throw you a parade. Name a school for you. Name a street for you. Name a street for you and be done with it. See, the hitman shouldn't be saying this. Whoever runs a fucking place should be saying all this shit. Good morning, gentlemen. I can only feel and understand what you have all been through. Believe it or not, many of my fellow gods hitmen. Believe it or not many. All of the men, all of the men who stand in front of you. Believe it or not, all the men who stand in front of you were standing in your exact position. Veterans, victims, vulnerable. Those powers that be would have rather you died in the war, so they could throw you a parade, name a street for you, and be done with it. Here, your names do not matter. You will be cleansed of those bothersome titles. Here, your names do not matter. You will be cleansed of those bothersome titles. You will become hitmen. And your successes in this city and your successes in this city will be measured by merit, not politics. This place can be the greatest. This place can be the greatest destination of your lives. Or it can be, or it can be a chore. No. I feel like this speech should not be delivered by a random fucking hitman. The voice should come over the speaker. Okay, here we go. The veterans are lined up as the lead hitman. Are all lined up as the army of hitmen. All stand guard, all stand in unison with their all stand in unison. Their guns are ready as the speaker, as the loudspeaker addresses the line of veterans. There we go. Now I can have more fun with this because I'm like, really, a random fucking hitman would be saying all this. Okay, speaker. Good morning, gentlemen. I can only feel and understand what you have all been through. Believe it or not, all of the men who stand in front of you were standing in your exact position. Veterans, victims, vulnerable. Those powers that be would have rather you died in the war, so they can throw you a parade, name a street for you, and be done with it. Here your names do not matter. You will be cleansed of those bothersome titles. You will become hitmen, and your successes in this city will be measured by merit and not politics. This place can be the greatest destination of your lives. Where your hard work will be rewarded. Where your hard work will be rewarded with the pleasures that you seek. Hey there, who's that? With the pleasures that you seek. Where your hard work will be rewarded with the pleasures that you seek. I like that. Where your hard work will be rewarded with the pleasures that you seek. This place can be the greatest destination of your lives. Where your hard work will be rewarded with the pleasures that you seek. Or it could be another chore. I like that chore. Hey there. Who's that number? Why do I recognize that number? Ooh, some hookers back in town. Where your hard work will be rewarded with the pleasures that you seek. Or where your hard work will be rewarded with the pleasures that you seek. I like that. Or you are free to leave if you can find the way out. Or you are free to leave if you can find the way out. Ha 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 ha. Now. Or you are free to leave. Where your hard work will be rewarded with the pleasures that you seek. Yeah, okay. And now, remove your clothes. And now, remove your clothes. And be cleansed. And be cleansed of the earth's poison. And be cleansed of the poison from above. So we can have this be the red fucking skull, and he can have Captain America frozen on his fucking wall. Okay, let's bring that into notes as a possibility. Because whoever it is was fucked up by the war. Could be, doesn't have to be Red Skull. Could be an American who turned against the country. Somebody destroyed. Oh God, the Southport Animal Hospital. Go away. What were we saying? Okay, possibility of Red Skull running the place with a frozen Captain America on his wall. Maybe. I was going to leave that to the Submariner, but get back to that another time. They're lost in time. The veterans are then stripped down, and now remove your clothes and be cleansed of the earth's poison. Like that. The veterans are then stripped down and sprayed with fire hoses filled with cleaning foam. Essentially, they are stripped naked and washed like cattle. You see the view from the secret camera as whoever is watching them is the one who was speaking and is watching them. We see the view from the secret camera as whoever is watching them is the one who is speaking and is watching them with great delight. He seems fixated on Peter. You know, it's a little bit of a naughty little crush. He's watching the veterans strip down. He's getting a look at them. Be a little creepy. Doesn't have to always be ogling chicks. Sometimes they're ogling dudes. He seems fixated on Peter. Who else, right? Close up on Peter's POV as he is covered in foam. The veterans are then stripped down and sprayed with fire hoses and be cleansed of the earth's poison. Okay, the speaker could be saying, still don't know who the fuck it is yet. I haven't figured out who I want this to be running this fucking Venusville. Red Skull makes sense. Red Planet, Red Skull. Right now we're working with Red Skull. Until I find somebody else here. Veterans are then stripped down and sprayed with fire hoses filled with cleaning foam. Essentially, they are stripped naked and washed like cattle. We see the view from the secret camera as whoever is watching them is the one who's speaking. Is the one speaking. And watching them with great delight. He seems fixated on Peter. Once you are all inspected and assessed, we will begin handing out the initial assignments. Once you are all inspected and assessed, we will begin handing out the initial assignments. As your skills and shapes come into our light, we will find the proper place for you. Venusville is a paradise, my friends. But it is not without. Venusville is a paradise, my friends. But it is not without the extraordinary efforts. The extraordinary extra? No, extraordinary efforts of the what? Once you are all inspected and assessed, we will begin handing out the initial assignments. As your skills and shapes come into our light, we will find the proper place for you. Venusville is a paradise, my friends, but it is not without the extraordinary efforts of those of the citizens. Everyone here does their part. Everyone here has their part to play. Will you rise or will you stagger? I like that. Will you rise or will you stagger? Close up on Peter's POV as he is covered in foam. Will you rise? Save that one here. Speaker. Will you stagger? Boom, that page is done. Will you rise? Now, the guy's getting off. He's looking at Peter getting undressed, getting covered in foam. So we get to be equally opportunity. Is there another line here? No, okay. We get to be equal opportunity creeps. So I still don't know who the fuck it is. It's probably going to be Red Skull. I'm thinking right now it's Red Skull, but we're not there yet. We don't know. We need to reveal him yet. Right now he's ogling them. He's watching them get stripped down. So again, so now what are we doing here? Does Peter make a fellow friend here? We show a montage of Peter working his way up the Venusville ladder because then he's got to go with a bunch of these guys to like the strip club or the brothel, and that's when he can meet Jennifer Kale. Shield. She can have a shield tattoo, something on her. What to expect in your flight to Newark? Sexy stewardesses, I hope. Who is this? Hang on a second. Can't get rid of this. I'll look this person up before I answer them. 7719665. Please be a hot hooker. Chef Baker. Search. Seven seven one six six five. I know who that is. I know who that is. Later. Okay. I know who that is. Okay, get back to that one. Now my curiosity's piqued. All right. While a slow poison. All right, so now we got him stripped down. We entered Venusville. We just got dressed. The speakers are watching him. Rather than get him found out in 3 seconds and brought upstairs to meet who's running this fucking place, I thought we'd do. Will you stagger? Will you rise or will you stagger? Now, the idea is the next one's called the AracKnight Rises. All right, so page 20. Page 20, page 20. You don't pause when you're streaming, right? You can't pause because I might have to take a shit. We got this. I think I'll just fart. I hate these fucking stupid. Anybody else get fucking 500 spam calls a day? I'm gonna find out who's responsible for this. I'm gonna fucking break their fucking hands. Just break their fucking dialing fingers. Where am I? We wrote page 19. We gotta write page 20. Any updates here? Anybody new? All right, Spider-Man and the Falcon. We got one page to go. They just got addressed. They just got all bathed down in foam. I don't think we need a transition page here. The werewolf's up there. Dr. Rock is working over there at S.H.I.E.L.D. Schematics. Let's stay with Spider-Man here. Let's get him in the fucking camp working. I'm thinking it's a montage. He could be working here with Sam fucking Wilson. Montage. Peter works in Venusville. Makes a friend. And eventually gets off his shift and taken to the brothel where he will meet up with Jennifer Kale, aka Swamp Rat. All the girls will be dressed as slave. Fuck yes, slave Leias. Oh yes. Yes! Oh yes, I love slave Leia. I know where I'm going with this page. All right, let's mine. We're laying this fucking page out, so let's figure out how to lay this fucking page out here. Possibility of Red Skull running the place with a frozen Captain America on his wall. We're thinking about that, but we're not there yet. Let's move these notes down to 21. Alrighty. Da-da, 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 da. All right. Page 20. Let us mine. Let us mine! Don't do this. Where I have to refresh the fucking page because, again, I won't switch. I've had a new laptop now for 3 months, and I haven't switched because you just get so lazy. You get so used to your computer that you're afraid to redo it. Fucking Thor. Stupid Thor story. All right, now they want to give the Falcon the rub. The Bucky. You got to do better, Senator. The Death Guard. No, good Christ. All right, what's the word? When Cap phoned, Sam Wilson swooping in. Cap is fucking on the ground. Somebody did a hit on Captain America. Partner, you're hurt bad, but I can't find a bruise on you. What's up? Oh, he's holding a deadly flower. I like it. First, thank God he's breathing a shallow. His heartbeat's weak, but he's alive. Falcon's got a score to settle. After a swift emergency call, an angry and anxious Falcon is joined by Nick Fury. I like it. And Dr. Jonas Cobb, the medical station's chief of staff. To be frank, gentlemen, it's touch and go. But to put it bluntly, he's dying. All right, we got Fury. I love when we get Fury in our stories. Highly toxic. You found in his hand. Toxic, that little flower has something to do with Cap dying. Yes, everything to do. It's a bloom, poisonous. But it's of a species we've never encountered before. Therefore, by the time we develop an antitoxin, our patient will be dead. All right, what do we got to do? Dealing with a flower freak. Per se, you can pin down the creep who pulled this and persuade him to give the end. Of course, there's Dr. Katz, who? Dr. Leroy Katz, brilliant scientist. The man laying in that fishbowl is just a superhero. He's a living legend. Skip the lecture, Doc. Tell me where to get this motherfucker. All right, Spider-Man swinging through town. Subtle burglary. Faith in the keen intellect of your mastermind. Spider-Man comes in. He punches out some fucking hitmen. Or should I take that as a no? I'm going to waste your webhead. So we can put him underground for a little bit, a couple days even. Thanks again, guys. You've been a great audience. Well, Red Wing, looks like we hit the jackpot. I bet that noise up ahead. What's that there, Orbit? Top secret fertilizer. The government. Ooh, they're trying to push poison. Spider-Man gets shot in the fucking head. Wow. These guys got away with the fertilizer. Falcon comes in. I'm running on a short fuse. Got to get some antitoxin. They're going to poison some motherfuckers, just like they poisoned Captain America. But the rules say before anything goes down, we have to have a misunderstanding so the people can watch us beat the fuck out of each other and get excited and say, well, you guys shouldn't be beating the fuck out of each other. You should be teaming the fuck up. Well, what do we got here? I like when we show some cool echo pods. Whoever it is, he's not taking any chances. Not only is the joint crawling with heavily armed guards, the fence is electrified as well. Voila! I'll just whip up one instant web trampoline, guaranteed to provide a soft landing. We definitely don't want Electro down here because otherwise they'd have power. So no Electro here. Craven's dead. Dr. Octopus is a living brain. Sandman and Vulture are the bodyguards. I don't think now. I'm not going to use Mysterio here. I'm thinking Red Skull. I keep on playing with Red Skull. Red Skull, Venusville, Red fucking planet. It almost makes fucking sense that it should be the Red Skull. I mean, what is the Red Skull anyway? He's just an evil version of the Super Soldier. He could be someone displaced by war. He could be the one that Fury be another guy Fury experimented on. Fury fucked up his experiment or something, and he can have the mangled face. Red Skull, Red Mask. All right, I'm thinking it's gonna be Red Skull. I'm feeling Red Skull. Red Skull, after all, it was the one in that annual that was responsible for the murder of his parents. So we can have the whole connection. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Now to appropriate this nitwit's costume. All right, see, Spider-Man, I like it because now takes us to him as a hitman. But then this place does seem to have a very strict dress code. So far, so good. I like it. He's going undercover, just like we're doing in our story. It's incredible. All these troops and heavy-duty machinery. This place looks like an ultra-scientific plant nursery. They've even got AIM Techno here. So it's odds on that Advanced Idea Mechanics has a finger in the pie, as well as, oh, I like this nurseries. Here we go. Greenhouse. Wow, I've never seen so many different flowers. They all resemble blossoms, subtly different. The Plant Man! This is a real fucking thing, huh? I'm Plant Man. I love the power that you will help me bestow upon me. All my life I've been a second stringer, forced to work with bunglers and incompetents, always the paid lackey of other men. I, the plant man, master of botany, and all that grows in the earth. I have only needed to widen my horizons, and now my time has come, with financial assistance from AIM and the stolen experimental growth aids that I have created the most lethal army on earth. Lethal yet beautiful. Ah, my strangler vine. It can break every bone in the human body in the space of 2 heartbeats. Oh, my black child. All right, let's really show him. No, finish this issue. I like this. Projectiles. This guy's great. He's fucking Plantman. They're even saying this guy's a nobody. My finest creation, pretty poison. The appearance of a cluster of pastel power globes. I field tested it on the hated Captain America. Oh, swell. There's even less time than we thought. What's up? Well, here goes. I'm looking for you, Louie. You Louie? Louie, I'm Arnie. Oh, that's okay. I'm looking for Arnie too. He punches him out. So in this issue has him going undercover, and I love it because he's going undercover. See how it all matches up like destiny. Spider-Man and the Falcon, but how? All right, so the Falcon comes in, sitting ducks, planting napping, people getting fucked up. Greenhouses. All right, I like greenhouses. Kill my pretty, but a genius whose vast potential has finally been realized. This guy's basically Poison Ivy. T'Challa. The Falcon's wings were constructed by T'Challa's, the Black Panther, so he can block shit. Vibranium. Falcon's got to make his way out. Snagging the root, pulling it down. Last effort. Fuck him up, Falcon. They're shooting at the Falcon. Brother Wedring needs you. And oomph, even your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man's got to stick his 2 cents in. Even when I got a gun in my face, Red Wing swoops in, gets the toxin, Falcon comes in, finishes them off, Spider-Man tackles some motherfuckers, America gets his medicine. Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dug, and everybody's happy. Did a good job, Web Spinner, and that's so blame great about this here country. Even you, even you public menaces can occasionally help out us good guys. Take care, kid. I mean, he doesn't get paid. I hate the fact that they don't really talk about it. The fact that Spider-Man doesn't get paid to do this shit. He should. What happened? Did they skip one? Oh yeah, no, Spider-Man and the Falcon. Okay. They said Daredevil, Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Jean DeWolf, Wrath and Whiplash. I'm not stupid, right? They did say that Daredevil. I just want to make sure they're trying to push you towards another stupid fucking issue. Oh god damn it! All right, here we go. No, no, no. Go here real quick. Bang, 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 bang. No, I care. I'm most obsessive compulsive. So what do you want from me? I like these greenhouses. I want to see these greenhouses again. Actually, no back. Spidey and Daredevil team against the Owl next month. Okay, so I'm not retarded. They must have screwed up. Maybe they put a different issue. Okay, so 72. And then there's the. Oh, here we go. The Owl. Fuck. This must be a fucking reprint. Knowing these fuckers. Or they just said, shit, we have the wrong script this month. Oh, God, this fucking dog shit. Okay, that's August. Is this August? Okay, so this is August as well. Is this August? Or is this July? Where am I in the rotation? June. This is July. We're not here yet. We got to do this one. Okay, Hector Ayala, the stupid. Oh my God, I hate this issue. Oh, I hate you. It's such an awful, stupid fucking thing I got to do here. Death waits in the Light Master's lair. You know, we could use Hector Ayala here, could be his buddy. What's the best way to come down with pneumonia? Answer by hanging around all night above the Metropolitan Police Station. Okay. All right, Montana. All right, so last episode, he beat the shit out of the enforcers. And they're trying to figure out why they're terrorizing a group of college students and issuing an ultimatum to Spider Man. They're not talking. Just Sean and Flashy. That's right. They tried to take over the coffee beanery. Spider Man fucked them up. These guys are pissed off. They're trying to escape. What are we getting out of this issue? Police recon. Let me get back to my greenhouses here because I got to write. I want to lay this page out. Peter works in Venusville. We see a montage of Peter working his way up the ladder in Venusville. You shouldn't make a friend because they don't have names. We see a montage of Peter working his way up the ladder in Venusville. First, we see a shot of him dressed up like another hitman, looking exactly like the rest of the veterans brought in, transformed into new hitmen. Brett the Hitman Hart makes a friend, gets off his shift. Kale the swamp rat. Don't worry about that part yet. We see Peter clearing latrines and toilets, puking, nearly puking as he does it. Okie Okay, let's keep going. We see Peter and another and a pair of hitmen tossing glowing boxes to each other like an assembly line. Eventually gets off his shift. You can have him making friends there. We see Peter in a large greenhouse. Or do we want to save the greenhouse when he gets summoned by the boss? You know, somebody could walk over and say, "You've been summoned to the greenhouse." Not yet. You got to get him into the brothel first. You got to get into the greenhouse. So who's the guy who runs the place? You have to get into the greenhouse. I still haven't seen him. You have to get into the greenhouse. Well, how the hell do I get into the greenhouse? He's got to take an interest in you. So Peter will go get drunk at the brothel and dance around. Oh my God, I have it. All right, here we go. How do I get upstairs? How do I get upstairs? You have to catch his attention. How do I do that? How do I do that? Well, I haven't figured it out yet. So you may have better luck. Something like that. Peter will get drunk and make a spectacle of himself in order to catch the attention of one in charge. We see Peter clearing latrines and toilets, nearly puking as he does it. We see Peter and a pair of hitmen tossing glowing boxes to each other like an assembly line. We see. What else would they be doing down there in Venusville? We see Peter smashing. I don't know, but they have them mining. No, mining's more for the prisoners. Tossing glowing boxes to each other like an assembly line. We see Peter with his shirt off. We see Peter with his shirt off, but mask still on. Yeah, because he got a mask on, so Vulture and Sammy wouldn't recognize him. We see Peter with his shirt off, but mask still on, splitting railwood with an axe. What else? We need a nice couple of levels here. Oh, I see, right there, splitting it with an axe. One of the other hitmen bring Peter a large bottle of water. Peter, a thermos of water. One of the other hitmen brings Peter a thermos of water. You know, quitting time, basically. Peter and the other hitman chat. Peter and the other hitmen have a chat while the rail car brings them to the brothel. We don't need panel 8. Peter enters the brothel with his fellow hitmen as he sees a sea of girls, all clad in the infamous slave Leia green steel bikinis. Each one chained in a chamber with various visual effects. Each one chained in a chamber with various visual effects surrounding their red light. Ooh, yeah, red light district. A sea enters the brothel with his fellow hitman as he sees a sea of girls all clad in the infamous slave Leia green steel bikinis, each one chained in a chamber with various visual effects surrounding their red light district windows. It is Amsterdam underground. Oh, yummy! You can have you can have a bunch of small panels here and they become really big with that final panel, which I like to do. When you have some small conversational panels, they don't need to be big. You can have a lot of fun with just a fucking row of red light district. We keep the red. It's Red Skull. It's fucking Venusville. Red fucking planet setting. Red cloud of fallout over it. A war guy, bitter, disfigured. It's perfect. He hates Nick Fury. Nick Fury is responsible for his fucking disfigurement. And he's gonna have Captain America on his fucking wall. We know we're gonna end this motherfucker. We know we're gonna end this motherfucker. I love when we get there. Love that. He's gonna have Captain America. Red Skull should have Captain America on his wall. We have to take out fucking Venusville. But how? How do we take out Venusville? Ooh, Peter's gonna have to join him. Peter could say, I want to join you. Peter could turn coat. See a montage of Peter working his way up the ladder in Venusville. First, we see a shot of him dressed up like another hitman, looking exactly like the rest of the veterans brought in, and transformed into new hitmen. We see Peter clearing latrines and toilets, nearly puking as he does it. We see Peter and a pair of hitmen tossing glowing boxes to each other like an assembly line. We see Peter with his shirt off, but mask still on, splitting railwood with an axe. One of the other hitmen brings Peter a thermos of water. Now, he could be saying, like, I didn't need my spidey sense to tell me somebody was watching me. The Red Skull can be very, like, almost effeminate. He could be like the Rose. He's a mix between the Rose and the Red Skull. And the idea is that he has a greenhouse all the way down there. Because the Martian cloud. I simulate the Martian planet. I plan on destroying this planet, Peter. Originally, I thought of destroying this planet and moving to Mars. But someone convinced me otherwise. But there was a benefactor, Latveria. These shipments could be going to Latveria, Madripoor. You just throw a whole bunch of fucking cities in here. It could be dangerous. We're creating a dangerous fucking thing here. We see a montage of Peter working his way up the ladder in Venusville. Okay, let's finish this issue. The page is laid out. Page is fucking laid out. Now we need the dialogue. Let's finish this god awful issue of Spectacular Spider-Man. See if we get anything out of it that we could use. Don't you love how we mine? We like to mine all the time. Miss Muggins, would you believe a shower? I got eyes. You're a physics student, ain't you? What are you bathing? Heavy water? Steam from the weekend's plaster. The plaster's coming off. He's getting yelled at by his fucking landlord. He's got to dry his fucking stupid clothes. Oh, God, do I hate Spectacular Spider-Man. Hector Ayala. That's what we're getting out of here. We'll get the name Hector Ayala. Palmer. He'll even use the name Palmer, Peter Palmer. It was weeks after my defeat before the change began, but my Adams, oh, fuck off, the Light Master. Damn Spidey suit. Hector Ayala. Bam. That's the only thing we're pulling out of here. Instead of Jackson Wheel, we'll pull fucking Hector Ayala. Name's Hector, my friend. I thought we're not supposed to have names. Well, we ain't brainwashed yet. These people are no joke. My brother came here. Think he's one of those. Think he's one of those higher ups now. My brother came down here. Lives in one of those. Lives in one of the higher condos now. I like that. We see a montage of Peter working his way up the ladder in Venusville. First, see a shot of him dressed up like another hitman, looking exactly like the rest of the veterans brought in and transformed into new hitmen. Well, going undercover. Going undercover will be a lot easier when the what? Going undercover will be a lot easier when the dress code plays in my favor. Going undercover would be a lot easier when the dress code plays in my favor. However, the major creepy thing, however, there's this constant eeriness to every move I make down here. I don't need spider sense. I don't need spider sense to know. I don't need spider sense to know someone is watching me. Or all of us. Or all of us. Constantly. I want it to be creepy like he's like fucking Howard Hughes. He never leaves that greenhouse. Or he can't. And he's trapped. That could be kind of cool too. His condition is not just about his grotesque face. He can't breathe on Earth. He is recreated like the Martian atmosphere, you know? Going undercover would be a lot easier when the dress code plays in my favor. However, this constant eeriness, however, there's this constant eeriness to every move I make down here. I don't need I don't need spider sense to know someone is watching me. Or all of us. Constantly. Nanobots. Okay. We see Peter clearing latrines and toilets, nearly puking as he does it. SFX of Peter retching. Retching with disgust. Isn't that how you spell retching? Wrenching with disgust. With gastronomical disgust. The things I'll do The things I'll do for a broken country. The things I'll do for a broken country. I like that. The things I'll do for a broken country. They're at like a communal farm. We see Peter and a pair of hitmen tossing glowing boxes to each other like an assembly line. So I like where we're going to go with this one here. See Peter and a pair of hitmen tossing them. Once I, he'll talk about the time displacement. Okay. I don't know how many days it took. I don't know how many days it took to rise. I don't know how many days it took to rise from the grunt level. The lack of all sunlight down here. The lack of all sunlight down here causes major time displacement. I don't know how many days it took to rise from the grunt level. The lack of all sunlight down here causes major time displacement. Like someone is purposely creating Martian like conditions. Perhaps this is an experiment for another colony. Perhaps this is an experiment for perhaps this is a simulation for another colony. Perhaps this is a simulation for another colony. Where one is judged on merit. Perhaps this is a simulation for another colony, where one is judged on merit. Where one is judged on merit. Where one is judged on merit. We see Peter with his shirt off, but mask still on, splitting railwood with an axe. SFX of the rails splitting. Some backwoods rail splitter. If I didn't think my spider sense wasn't constantly itching at me. If my spider sense wasn't constantly itching at me like an unwanted tick. If my spider sense wasn't constantly itching at me like an unwanted tick, I wouldn't say this was the worst place I've ever been. If my spider sense wasn't constantly itching at me like an unwanted tick, I wouldn't say this was the worst place I've ever been. Reminds me of the time I did on the farm. Reminds me of the time I did on that farm, albeit without the lack of, and then the guy will come in and say, quitting time. Or the other hitman brings Petus a thermos of water. There we go. Hitman Ayala. Quitting time. Quitting time. End of the cycle, partner. Oh wait, where's the boxes being shipped? Hang on. Glowing boxes to each other. Hang on. Okay, wait a minute. You see Peter and a pair of hitmen tossing glowing boxes to each other like an assembly line. Or was it judged on merit? Move all this here. Things I'll do. The things I'll do for a broken country. Yes. Yeah, you don't just need that one fucking line. And now we can change this line to. We see Peter and a pair of hitmen tossing glowing boxes to each other like an assembly line. I don't need X-ray vision. I don't need X-ray vision to know what the chief export of Venusville. I don't need X-ray vision to know the chief export of Venusville. And through my efforts on the assembly line, and through my shift on the assembly line, I get the first answer. I get the first dreaded answer to Fury's two-part inquiry. Where are the rocks going? Unfortunately for him, us, and everyone else, I don't need X-ray vision to know the chief export of Venusville. And through my shift on the assembly line, I get the first dreaded answer to Fury's two-part inquiry. Where are the rocks going? Unfortunately for him, us, and everyone else, they're going everywhere. The boxes move fast, but I'm able to grab destinations. I'm able to grab destinations off the labels here and there. Off the labels here and there. Madripoor. Where else? Madripoor. Citrusville. Madripoor. Citrusville. What other fictional fucking cities do we have in this place? Hell's Kitchen? Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese. No Gotham. I'm not going to throw Gotham down here yet. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese. Although Corto Maltese fell. But somebody should still be hiding out there. Corto Maltese. That's me farting. The boxes move fast, but I'm able to grab destinations off the labels here and there. No, just here and there. Just grab destinations off the fucking labels. The boxes move fast, but I'm able to grab destinations. But I'm able to grab random destinations off the labels. The boxes move fast, but I'm able to grab random destinations off the labels. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese. Give me the best fictional cities in the Marvel universe. Best fictional cities in the Marvel universe. Asgard, Wakanda, okay. New York City, nowhere. Vormir, Nidvalir, really? List of fictional cities. Come on. Gulmira, okay. Portuguese, Porto Verde, Terra Firma, Culver University. Oh, they're doing this bullshit on the movies. I don't need the cinematic fucking universe. In the Marvel Comics universe. Sokovia. Sokovia, that could work. Latveria, that was the one I wanted. Yes. That's all I wanted. That was what was driving me fucking crazy, was Latveria. And give me one more. Krakoa. Let's throw Krakoa in there. An island I've never heard of in the middle of the Pacific or Atlantic. Where's Krakoa? Are we making Krakoa like the Polynesian? Yeah, fuck it. Yes, we got it. I got what I wanted. Latveria. That was driving me fucking crazy. Which city I wanted. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, Latveria, the Kingdom of Latveria, Kunlun, Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, the Kingdom of Latveria, Kunlun, some island in the middle of the Pacific that I never heard of. Krakoa. Yes, Krakoa. Remember Krakoa was the living island that was trying to eat the X-Men? And I guess they went back there, or they wrote about it again? I like it. I don't need X-ray vision to know the chief export of Venusville. And through my shift on the assembly line, I get the first dreaded answer to Fury's two-part inquiry. Where are the rocks going? Unfortunately for him, us, and everyone else, they're going everywhere. The boxes move fast, but I'm able to grab random destinations off the labels. Madripoor, Citrusville, Metropolis, Corto Maltese, the Kingdom of Latveria, Kunlun, and some island in the middle of the Pacific that I never heard of. Krakoa. We're opening up our universe. We see Peter with his shirt off, but mask still on, splitting railwood with an axe. If my spider sense wasn't constantly itching at me like an unwanted tick, I wouldn't say this was the worst place I've ever been. It reminds me of the time I did on that farm. No, because I need that. I don't need this shit. Remember, he's saying that he knows the fucking shipments are going all over the world. He can't say that shit. Quitting time. Actually, no, put it back. Spiders. Oh, no, what did I do? Krakoa, good. Kunlun. Some island in the middle of the Pacific that I never heard of. Krakoa. Some island in the middle of the Pacific that I never heard of. Krakoa. We drop a Krakoa reference, baby. We see Peter with his shirt off. My spider sense wasn't constantly itching at me like an unwanted tick. I wouldn't say this was the worst place I've ever been. Reminds me of the time I did on that farm, albeit without the lack of quitting time. End of the cycle, partner. Which Peter pours all over himself in an attempt to drink it sloppy from being tired. Hitman Ayala. Quitting time. End of the cycle, partner. Peter and the other hitmen have a chat while the railcar brings them to the brothel. All right, let's get to it. Just a fucking chat between gentlemen. Hitman Ayala. Name is Hector, my friend. Hitman Ayala. Name's Hector, my friend. Peter. Thought I thought we didn't have names. We didn't have names anymore. I thought we didn't have names anymore. Hey, shift's over. Shift's over. Who's listening? Hey, shift's over. Who's listening? Palmer. The name's Palmer. Palmer. The name's Palmer. Could really use a shower. I could really use a shower. Peter and the other hitman have a chat while the rail car brings them to the brothel. Name's Hector, my friend. I thought we didn't have names. Thought we didn't have names anymore. Hey, shift's over. Who's listening? Palmer. The name's Palmer. I could really use a shower. Do they have those here? I could really use a shower. Do they have those here? Maybe some hot springs? Palmer. The name's Palmer. I could really use a shower. Do they have those here? Palmer. The name's Palmer. I could really use a shower. Do they have those here? Oh, yeah. Peter enters the brothel with his fellow hitmen as he sees a sea of girls all clad in the infamous slave layer green steel bikinis, each one chained in a chamber with various visual effects surrounding their red light district windows, which all stand over hot springs, over steaming hot springs from the ground. Yes, they're in hell. Peter enters the brothel with his fellow hitmen and sees a sea of girls all clad in the infamous slave layer green steel bikinis, each one chained in a chamber with various visual effects surrounding their red light district windows, which all stand over steaming hot springs from the ground. It is Amsterdam underground. Let's see, Amsterdam. Okay, wait a second. Like Amsterdam's infamous district on Mars, on Martian Springs. God damn. Okay, good stuff. Okay. Palmer. The name's Palmer. I could really use a shower. Do they have those here? And Ayala will say, Hitman, Hotman, Hot Springs Hotel. Hitman Ayala. Oh, Mr. Palmer. Oh, Palmer. They have something so much better. Welcome to Venusville after dark. Welcome to Venusville after dark, kid. Oh, Palmer. Oh, Mr. Palmer. They have something so much better. Welcome to Venusville after dark. No better place below your earnings. No better place to blow your earnings. Peter will say. I didn't know we got paid. I didn't know we got paid. Bang, done. Page is done. And we'll learn all about how the brothel works and all that shit. Peter will have to get the attention of the man in charge, and that will lead us to the Red fucking Skull. It just makes the most sense. Red Skull should be the one with frozen Captain America on his wall. He should be running this fucking thing because his Red Skull disfigurement should be tied to not being able to breathe on Earth, thereby stuck in Venusville, which he has created for himself. He watches all the men in the brothels. It keeps them entertained. It keeps them working hard. I didn't know we got paid. Oh, Mr. Palmer, they have something so much better. Welcome to Venusville Springs. Nah, we don't have to say after dark. Well, it's always dark. Welcome to Venusville Springs, baby. No better place to blow your earnings. I didn't know we got paid. Boom. Done. Ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed. May fate and fate decide your fortune if you like these classes. By all means, buy yourself one of our textbooks, comic books, art books, coffee table books, posters. We got it all. Pharaoh's Lounge. Kickstarter ends in a couple of days. Peace, love, war. All that shit in between.